Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another match preview, people. Here joined by Lewis. Big up to Lewis for jumping on this time as always. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Lewis already, his link is in the title. But yeah, also we've got a bunch of content coming for this game. We've also got a big live tomorrow at 11, no, at 10, sorry. But we are also on Nip and Shadow at 10 tonight. I'm on Joey's Shadow at 11:30, so be around for all of that, man, because it's a lot to talk about when it comes to this game. But make sure to like the video, subscribe if you are new. We're on the road to 1K subscribers, 51 away from 600. So let's try and get there as soon as possible. And yeah, let's get straight into it, man. Lewis, obviously, it hasn't been the worst start for Chelsea necessarily. Has not necessarily hit the ground running, but you've only lost to Manchester City so far. Like, what have you made of the season so far? Like with first few games.
There's been positives. Like, we're still not great in transition. Well, defensively at least, but I think we definitely flexed our attacking potential going forward. The rest is just all like, it's been a little bit good. It's been a little bit questionable. Like, defensively, there's always some sort of issue. Even though it does feel like we're starting to see a bit more form out of Colwell, out of Fofana. Cucurella's had a good start to the season too. Sanchez as well, especially. It's just we haven't had a consistent 90 minutes yet. I think that's the main thing. We've been good in one half, we've been good in phase of the game, but there's always been one period where we're not necessarily as good as we usually are. But I guess that comes to the first few games under a new manager.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's always going to happen. Like, yeah, the start of you had to restart again. You had a new manager last season. Now you're restarting again because that didn't work out, and then you've got a whole bunch of new players. Everything's still trying to gel everything really. Like, even though like you guys have done a good job with kicking all the players out you don't want, getting all the players that you need, all of that is going to take time. Like, I don't think it necessarily the starting 11 has changed completely, but you still got a lot of new players that will come in from the bench and they're going to make an impact. Maybe they'll push through to the starting 11, the Sanchos and Netos, etc. But obviously, you won last game. It was quite back and forth from what I saw of it, and then all of a sudden some magic from Sancho. And I don't know how Bournemouth didn't defend that properly with Nkunku, but Nkunku managed to squeeze that into the bottom corner. Like, what did you made of that game? Then does that game give you any confidence going into this one?
Not really. Just because you guys are a bogey team, especially when we go to West Ham. We've got one win there with fans since you got moved. So I'll be real, any sort of performance wouldn't have me fully confident going into this game because this is the sort of thing where we got to break the duck.
Yeah, this is. I think we're both coming into this quite negative on both sides because watching if you had seen any bit of Fulham West Ham, it was just long. It was just long for us because like we played a midfield of Rodriguez, Alvarez, and Souček. Rodriguez and Alvarez are two number sixes, and we just played Souček in the 10. And then the excuse was because we dropped Paquetá for Souček because Paquetá was coming back from Brazil, but then Antonio was starting, who came back from Jamaica, which the inconsistencies there already. And we played them two next to each other pretty much, Antonio and Souček, and we didn't retain the ball in the centre at all. And this manager's just already started off with like really questionable decisions. I've only seen one good lineup, and that was against Manchester City, where we actually played decent. But that's what you do when you play your best players. Everyone that can retain the ball properly actually gets to pass through. But I feel like this is going to be the game where maybe Chelsea break that record because I wasn't confident of last year, but then I saw the lineup. However, with this lineup, I don't know what the fitness of Emerson is saying. Emerson might not be fit, so that means we might have to play Wan-Bissaka on the left and Soufal on the right. Anyone that plays on the left for you, I'm afraid, when Soufal plays like 1v1, just on the ball, if he's going to be the pressing trigger, Maresca would look at that and be like, go at him because
you're going to have to deal with Sancho on that side then.
Yeah, if Sancho starts against Soufal, I'm just going to have my head in my hands the whole time. But is it too early to say that you've seen significant improvements from Pochettino? Is it too early?
Nope. I do see those improvements at least. Like, our game management is a lot better. Defensively, I guess you could say there's still the same problems because, yeah, we got the clean sheet against Bournemouth, but that's more because Bournemouth are always a wasteful club. Yeah, I just think going forward and with our game management, you've seen a lot of visible improvements. Plus, you can tell what we're trying to do from the off. We're playing possession-based football. We're trying to isolate the fullbacks a little bit more, and that seems to be working. It's just more defensive transition. That's the only real question mark.
Like obviously you mentioned it like more to the start, like Colwell and Fofana are now playing as a centre back partnership. Obviously, there's a big bit of
Mm.
discourse in the pre-season where no one knew what kind of centre backs were going to play. Like nobody knew what the centre back pairing was going to be because all of them seemed to be underperforming, and Wesley Fofana still coming back from an injury and then an injury before that. So, what do you made of Colwell and Fofana playing together so far?
Um, See, like they're starting to build a bit more form, and I say that Fafana had an iffy game against Bournemouth, but
Yeah,
I do see them starting to improve a little bit. Like there was so many errors in the first two games between them. Now they seem just a little bit more composed, especially Colwell. He's the one that's more in form out of the two of them, but they can still get got at, and I do think you guys will still be a problem for us on set pieces. That's why I don't really have us down to keep a clean sheet just yet. The only good thing is, like, at least we're sticking to a back two and we're just standing by it. I don't want this constant rotation between the back four because you don't build any understanding with each other. At least we're sticking to a back two now. And, like, I believe both of them should, within a year's time, be two of the best centre backs in the league. That should be where we're progressing with both of them. Fofana should have been there time ago, but all the injuries. And Colwell's always had the potential. We just threw him at left back for most of last season. So, yeah, they should grow and become a lot more competent together, develop an understanding. But for now, it's been a decent start.
yeah, because I remember watching Colwell at Brighton, and I was just thinking this guy can pass it between the lines like it's no man's business. But it's just even in
Insane.
yeah, honestly, but even in that loan, I could see okay, he can still be great in terms of like anyone that's somewhat aggressive, like up front. Maybe he can be great. And even then, he doesn't really put a foot in enough when it comes to like him being run up. I would think that would be my
Mm.
only thing when it comes to him. I think if you're going to play a high line and play with someone like him, good at the ball and stuff, when it does get turned over, you got to actually have more of a presence when you're being run up because that's what the best centre backs do when they play in a high line. Just put their body in front. That's how you should be as a defender. But I think Colwell's, yeah, as you said, got all the potential to be up there. Fafana as well. He should have been up there, like as you said. Under at Leicester, I remember ever since lockdown, he should have been up there. It's just two big injuries back to back has hindered him. So for the fact that he's even come back the way he is after those two injuries, he's extremely lucky. But he just needs to carry that on as well. But even
I
with the
do also
set
think
pieces,
the price tag pushes it a little bit as well.
yeah, yeah, because
Because like
nobody
because
thought it was going
because
to
of
do
that,
that.
you kind of have to get something out of him or try. Like, I know the likes of Mudrick, he's got the 62 million price tag, but I think Maresca's just given up on him a little bit early. Which
Yeah.
fine, I don't care. We got Sancho, I don't give a damn about him anymore. But with Fafana, he's never really had the chance. And when he did, he was really good for us. People forget a lot about his 22-23 performances, or they just focus on the end of it where he started to drop off under Lampard. And I get it, like Arsenal away, Man United away, he wasn't good and all of that. But before all of that, he came in from like a 6-month injury, and just like that, our best centre back. Well, second best centre back. So, yeah, if he can bring that form back, even better.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Like, I don't think you guys need to worry about set pieces as much, just because we don't. We have been we're average when it comes to set pieces. We don't really even have that same like tool squad, unless obviously, God forbid, Suchek plays again. But like with even the corner takers, we just let Jared Bowen take it. Jared Bowen's okay when it comes to corners, but he also takes out swingers as well. So if there's an outswinger, I wouldn't worry. In swingers, that could be dangerous because Sanchez. I know he's done well recently, but I've always maintained this guy is a bit of a bozo when it comes to cross collecting, just in general. But he's played well so far, so maybe he can carry that confidence into this game as well. But what is it about this fixture where Chelsea always seem to struggle? Because West Ham Chelsea, would be a like the older fans of both fan bases take this more seriously. I don't know whether the younger of the two do, but I've always have. That's how I grew up. That Chelsea and Tottenham were the main ones if we don't face Millwall. Like, what is it about this fixture where you struggled recently when you've gone to the London Stadium, as you said, like only won once with fans there?
Yeah, that was 16-17.
Mm.
Since then, I don't get it. Always seems to be some bit of stupidness. I think 17-18, you guys knocked us out of the title race with that Arnautovic goal. Funnily enough, I think Maresca was managing you guys. He was doing the interim role for you, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Moyes was manager.
What was he manager then? I thought Pellegrini got sacked and you guys had an interim taken over for the game.
No, we've never had it. We've not had an interim in time.
Never. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's wrong. I thought Pellegrini got sacked by then.
Yeah, no, Pellegrini was after, and we had Moyes in between. And like we had 2 spells of David Moyes. We had him for 6 months.
I must be bugging then.
We had him 6 months in 2018.
So what was the other one then? So you beat us in lockdown. That one was just the defense was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rudiger, Christensen, Alonso, disaster classes.
Yeah.
The 3-2, that whole was it the Masuaku goal, bro? Yeah. So you see the stupidness that we're dealing with, and then you got the whole Poch tax last season.
Yeah.
Like God knows what will pop up in this game, but there'll be something else too, which is why I'm not speaking with too much confidence. We should be winning, but bogey teams are bogey teams for a reason.
That's the thing. It's going to be interesting because this is where, like, do you take them football stats seriously, where you take them records seriously or not? Because we've not won our 2 home games so far. Yes, they were Villa and Manchester City, but you at least get a draw against Villa, at least on your first home game of the season. We gave it a good go against Man City, but I don't give we give it a good go doesn't get you 3 points. And also now we've got Chelsea. It doesn't get any easier really. Then we've got it's only until the next home game when we face Ipswich, and even then you never know. But like that's the thing. So Chelsea haven't won since the Tuchel game where you beat us 1-0. After that, it's still gone back to normal. Even though you drew 1-1 on the other time, where obviously Thomas Tuchel made a great save against Gallagher's shot. There was that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. That season we robbed each other of goals.
But you guys had Tuchel with the last minute winner, and then that got taken off.
Yeah, and then the previous game at Stamford Bridge, at Maxwell Cornet thing. Oh man, I was so rattled.
We got away with murder that game. We were so bad.
I don't know what.
And then Havertz scored the winner and started shushing the Chelsea fans. I wanted to stomp out my phone.
I was cussing out Havertz all game. I was like, this guy is so bad. And then he does that. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I was cussing him out after the goal and he scored the winner. I was like, the nerve of you. You've got 1 goal and assist in the last 14 games and you're shushing the fans. You disgrace.
I was so confused when he was shushing. I was like, our fans are on the other side. Why is he shushing Chelsea fans? I remember that home game with Masuaku. Like, I was sitting on the other side. And when Masuaku scored, nobody knew what happened. That side of the ground was celebrating, and it took a genuine 5 seconds for it to settle in on our side of the stadium for us to celebrate. Everyone was like, "Wait, what happened there?" Because it was like half the stadium when you clocked on.
The most confusing goal I've seen in my life, man.
He should have claimed that. He should have claimed that because he did the exact same thing in AFCON. The other.
He's done it twice.
Yeah, he's done it twice. He did it once after.
Madman.
That's a typical Masuaku cross. Big up Masuaku. He took the piss out of Mason Mount celebration after that. I love that. But that's the thing with this fixture. We always seem to get something even when we're out at lowest. We kind of have to because we don't have much choice. We literally got 1 win in 4, and don't get me wrong, you play well against Man City. As I said, it doesn't get you 3 points. Cool. I don't even. Yeah, Villa. We conceded to John Duran. Typical West Ham conceded to an old transfer target. After that. Crystal Palace, we ran them over on the counter. They just gave it to us. Wan-Bissaka doing a madness, and I'm banking on people like him. I'm banking on people like Wan-Bissaka to keep us in this game because it's not our defense that's been the problem. We play higher up the pitch, but we're more defensively organised. However, we create chances. We haven't seemed to score them. And we've got people like Kudus and Bowen who should be scoring, but Kudus is playing on the left. Souček is playing at the 10. Mavropanos is playing instead of Tadiba. The bench that this manager's been blessed with is generally a crime with some of the players that he's playing. That's what's making it difficult to call for this game as a neutral. But do you have an idea who you would start for this game in your starting 11?
So I'd go Sanchez, Colwill, Fofana, Gusto. I'd bring him back into the lineup. Caicedo, Lavia if he's fit. I'd like to see Sancho start on the left. Then you do Palmer, Noni, and Jackson. Yeah, I think that would be it. That would be my lineup.
It's a good front four, to be fair. Like I've always said, and people on my channel they're going to be driven mad by the fact I'm saying this again. I've been saying since he went on loan to Dortmund, Sancho's a good player, just wrecked by Man United as they always are. These individual talented players, the Pogbas of this world. Like this is what happens when they leave Manchester United. I know it's only one game, but like he just suits that style of play so much. He's a combination player. He just wants to combine with people like Palmer and even people like Jackson. He may not be the greatest striker, but he can link play. Like you've got Cucurella playing on the inside, can link with him as well. Like it's almost perfect for Sancho. It's literally the most perfect sort of style of play for him. I wanted to ask quickly about Reece James. He's still out, right? He's still out. Reece James.
Yes. No, he's back training, but like they're not rushing him, so you won't see him in this game.
Okay, that's good. But what is your overall opinion on like some people obviously are giving up because of how injury prone he is, but people obviously taking that account with okay, yeah, he may be injury prone, but every time he comes back, he's still the same player as he always is. But it's just, what do you think of that overall?
Well, I think you'll see the same thing with Reece. It's just about how quickly can he. Well, it's not even how quickly he can come back. It's about staying fit now. I don't mind when he returns. It's just when you return, you're not going back off with another injury. If that's the case, then I can't defend them anymore.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Like that's always been the thing with him. Like I've always watched him and think, is their injuries eventually going to take a toll on him? But he's always come back and he's been fine. But has it been the same injury that he's got? Has it been reoccurring or is it different ones?
Mix of like hamstring. Yeah, I think it's been majority hamstring injuries.
Okay, so maybe he might lose his pace early, but maybe he can reinvent himself because how technically gifted he is, he could just change his position almost. Like he can do a job in like a three or whatever, like or he can just sit back a little bit more. Doesn't have to run as much. Maybe might be coached a little bit more like that when he comes back in and stuff. But also, there's always been a bit of discourse about your midfield for like the past couple of years, ever since you signed Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Like, what is your opinion now of the midfield? What's your best midfield, do you think, in this system? And what do you make of Enzo and Caicedo since?
Well, Caicedo's our best midfielder by a mile. Enzo, you got to start playing like one of our best midfielders because I understand the talent. I understand how he fits into our system, but he's not playing to that level. See what he's like when he returns because he has been out. He didn't miss the last game, so I can't rip him too much. But if it's the same Enzo against West Ham, nope, he can't be starting. Has to be relegated to Conference League minutes.
Oh, Jesus. Like, that is actually how bad he's been. Like, he's got been relegated for Conference League minutes, yeah? Like, Lavia, or is it just Lavia and Caicedo have excelled his level?
Yeah, because Lavia's better deeper than either of them. And Caicedo can just play anywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, Enzo, you can play high up. You're getting more touches, but your passing needs to be better.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Like Lavia is probably the most natural six you have as well. Like I mean, that's what he was bought for. But yeah, he's a very talented player. We've got to put pressure on Chelsea. Really, like this is the thing. Like we've got to approach the game right from a West Ham perspective. We can't be doing none of this half-hearted press that we've been doing, where we just wait to press in the midfield rather than just aggressively pressing from the front. But that's the thing as well. Like you guys are going to give us chances. It's just about whether we put them away. Where like Fulkirk is a doubt, Emerson's a doubt. I haven't seen any of the press conference stuff, so I don't know whether. Knowing Lopetegui, he says what he always says: we'll address it tomorrow, and then we'll decide last minute because he decides his teams right at the last minute. Apparently, like on the day of the game, which is I don't know whether the previous managers have done that for our club, but as always keeps his cards close to his chest. But I legit just think from a West Ham perspective, it depends on whether we finish our chances. Because I've always said that our defense has been fine, apart from the Mavropanos Bozo moment against Fulham, which Tadibo needs to come in. If he doesn't, then cool, I'd give up. But the way I'm looking at this now. The manager's been backed. He's been given money. You've got a good bench, and most of those players on the bench should be starting. I'm gonna lose patience very quickly if you don't integrate the right players in. We don't get a good run because there's all these excuses about either it's pre-season, they haven't had enough minutes, or international break. We just come back from an international break. Well, you knew this beforehand. You knew these players are internationals. You knew these players were going to go to South America and the Caribbean, etc. Like There's no excuse there. You've got all the players. You wanted 2 players in each position to compete. You've got that. You've got that. And even though we've got 3 senior centre backs, you've got an academy centre back that you trust, or you put Edson Alvarez there, who's played there for Mexico. So you've got no excuse about players and positions and stuff like that. And we've given you all those players to start Suchek in the 10. Long day. Long day. That's a big red flag. Huge red flag. That's a long day. Like,
Yeah,
it,
that
like
was
if
a
you
team that you're trying to be more defensive, but I don't know because it's still early days for you guys as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've said if we lose this, I don't think I can take much more of him. I can't lie. I don't think I can take much more of this manager if we lose this and we're playing like the same players. Like Mavropanos is still starting over to Debo and stuff like that, or Suchek is still playing. We've got Carlos Solo, we've got Paquetá that can play in the 10, you've got Kudus that can play in the 10. You start the same players over and over again, and you expect different results, then I'm going to lose patience very quickly. Then I'm not even like, it's not even like, as you say,
I
it's
hear
not even
that.
trust the
That's
process, trust the
standards
progress. Yeah, you've got to trust the progress, not the process, as you say. Like
for us.
I'm sick of this trust the process thing, just because like we want to give someone patience. You got to have the right person to give patience, but people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that. But we're going to end it there, people. As I said earlier, make sure to subscribe to Lewis's channel if you haven't already. And the link is in the title, people. Lewis, this is coming out at 6 p.m. What have you got coming up from then?
Oh, yeah, we got the Arsenal hate watch. So that'll be live later. Keep a lookout for that. Max, if you're about as well, pull up, bro.
Yeah, all right. I'll definitely be sure to put up then, because I'm always there for an Arsenal cooking if we can get
Unite
one.
for that at least.
Yeah, for that one of them couple hours. But yeah, make sure to like the video, people. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. We're on the road to 1K subscribers. Trying to hit that as soon as possible, people. It's at GVO Mikes on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if you want to follow me. And the email for the inquiries. We're on Nippon's channel at 10. We're on Joey's channel at 11:30 as well. So if you want to see me talk more about this game, there'll be that as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.